The Chandela built 85 temples here. 25 survive. 60 disappeared, not to invasion, to neglect and stone reuse. Khajuraho survived because in 1838, a British Army engineer named T.S. Burt stumbled upon it again. Heritage survives when someone decides it is still worth looking at. Here is the proof. Look at the floor, uneven, shifted by centuries of earthquakes, exactly as the builder intended. Now, the columns, ordered, measured, controlled, yet the space never feels rigid. The carvings, they keep changing. Small details appear as you move. You don't see it all at once. The hall reveals itself slowly. Precise engineering, but deeply human. And often you experience it almost alone. Rediscovered in 1819, not by archaeologists, by accident. A British officer named John Smith, while out on a tiger hunt, was shown the cliff face by a local shepherd boy. And when he entered Cave 10, he did something painfully familiar. He carved his own name into it. The graffiti is still there. So are the caves. Ajanta survived first because the world forgot it. Then because the modern world noticed it just in time. Not every cave becomes Kailasha. Some survive in the margins. A corridor, a few standing figures, light fading into stone, still sacred, still beautiful, still overlooked. And even the workmanship changes. The caves closest to power receive the finest labor. The peripheral spaces often did not. Not because the craftsmen lacked skill, but because the patron was unlikely to come here. That logic still survives. The center gets attention, the edges slowly disappear. And this entire city remained a capital for just 23 years. Built at enormous scale. Then Humayun arrived in 1535 and almost immediately the experiment collapsed. One of the most ambitious urban projects in India's history abandoned within a generation. Parts of this palace are collapsing in plain sight. Not because the structure is weak, but because maintenance stopped. Government offices occupied sections of the complex for decades, altering spaces, neglecting repairs, treating a royal palace like ordinary real estate. What you see here is not ruin caused by age alone. It is administrative decay made visible. And then there is this ceiling work. Papier mache ornamentation, part of a Kashmiri craft tradition that very few people still practice at this level. That is the frightening part of heritage loss. Sometimes the building survives, but the knowledge required to restore it disappears first. Tewar near Jabalpur, another 64 Yogini or 64 Yogini temple. Unlike Mitauli, this one is rectangular. Today, worship continues, but in the Shiva shrine. Tripuri, once the Kalachuri capital, the temple survived, the city was forgotten. The peripheral corridor, some Yogini figures still survive in their niches. Around them, empty spaces where the others once stood. Not one dramatic act of destruction, just disappearance, one figure at a time, over centuries. Presence, absence, both are part of the story now. Mandu, Madhya Pradesh, the tomb of Hoshang Shah, Sultan of Malwa, completed around 1440. The first major marble tomb in India, almost 2 centuries before the Taj Mahal. Before Shah Jahan built the Taj, he sent architects here to study this building. Their visit is recorded in an inscription on the tomb itself. This quiet monument in Mandu became one of the architectural ancestors of the Taj Mahal.